Okay. So, the formless is manifesting, y'all. So, to be honest, I've been MIA because I've been fucking depressed, and that's just the truth. And I got like super humbled because I've been trying to figure things out on my own. And I posted that one video and then I deleted it immediately. Shout out Jordan Star for being a reflection of exactly what I was thinking when I posted it. And the reason that I didn't post it in the first place was because I was reacting and not just being in the love, because I was reacting to something so specific that happened and I didn't have any context. I just was like getting it out. And so context being that I posted a video saying, can Kundalini and Jesus get along? If you are somebody that was trying to make Jesus and Kundalini get along, I didn't preface the fact that I think that the way that like the energies or the deities work has so much to do with the conditioning of like the land that you were from, your lineage, your ancestry. Like if you are fucking with Buddha, like fuck with Buddha, you know what I mean? Like if Jesus brings me comfort specifically because that is what I was raised with. So when I'm in like a low place, let's say, I go there, I go to that space. It's like a childlike kind of like father figure to me, like a sacred brother. But do I think that Jesus is like the only way to like access the portal of healing and light and love? No, like watch the other videos. They're about Shakti and Shiva. Like the access to the God force, the spirit molecule, the sacred void in each of our cells that lives and exists, that created everything. There is no gatekeeper. And like Jesus is a divine example of one that busted the matrix, and he brought down all these codes so that way we can have those powers. And so do I think that somebody currently on the planet can also access that again? Yes. And is that guy going to look probably a lot like Jesus again? Yes. Can Jesus, reincarnate again on earth? I think he can. Did he already? Maybe. Like I have a lot, there's a community that is saying like they found him. And I just can't say like what is going to happen in the next few years. Like it would be amazing to believe in a savior. And during COVID, I got really into the idea of somebody coming and saving us. But I was also, again, in a very low space because I needed something to make sense of the chaos. So I do think that at the same time, like if you're really deep in like the dogma of it, it can actually take away from the love and the light, because it's almost like you're looking outside instead of looking within, which the whole message of the gospel is to look inward, to find that holy space. And so in my world, there's a lot of people that think that like yoga and Kundalini can't get along with Jesus because of that, because they're looking for this external representation to come and kind of, Prince, knight in shining armor, like swoop down and make sense of this reality that is just chaotic. Like it just is sometimes nonsensical. And I mean, the way that the states have been lately, like there is nothing necessarily that is bringing me comfort other than the meditation practice, other than opening up myself to the frequency of love. And so that's what I wanted to say about that, is like I'm not saying that like my message isn't like I want to bring I want to be a bridge to the codes of the central channel and the way that our energy can access our auric field and can access the chakras. And I think that's exactly the tantric way that Jesus was speaking about. But tantra specifically has existed across all realms, across all time, space, across different cultures, because tantra is just a name given to explain that the way that the human body interacts with the divine body, because ultimately our spirits are living in our spirit, like our bodies are living in our spirits. Like my skin is just touching one of my layers, and then that body goes on and on and on. I went recently on a hike with my friends, and we had these dowsers, which are these like copper like magnetic field, and they point to water because it's reading the electromagnetic field. And so people also use them sometimes like truth tellers, like using tarot cards or whatever. They pick up on the frequency, and so you can also measure where your auric field goes. And so we did this experiment where we measured like the edge of your auric field, and so like the dowsers will like come together right when they hit like the edge of your energetic body. And then we sat there and said nice things about the world and ourselves, and then our magnetic field grew, and we literally measured it. So that's what I'm saying, is beyond these two eyes can see, we can see there's just more. And that's just literally science. And the bridge between the science and like the metaphysical sciences are really bridging right now, because there's no way to deny that, like, what, just because you can't measure it with the naked eye, you can measure it, right? We're finding ways to quantify the spirit. So it's a beautiful time to be alive in that regard. So anyways, into the other realm of things, I have an announcement. God is providing. So we're doing a yoga retreat. Me and April and two really awesome people have joined forces. Both of them I'm really fucking excited about, but one of them you may have already know, Master Sunbender. And so just really divine human beings. We have a really beautiful mix of like this motherly love and this kind of youthful body energy. And so we're doing grid work. So if you are interested in something like that, the first one is going to be in Toulouse, France. So yeah, more to come on that, but shoot me your questions. But it's going to be a space where you can tap into your own divine gifts, but we're also going to give back to the nature and to Mother Earth. So it's a grid work focused experience where we are going to have many tools. We're going to have lots of yoga. We're going to have lots of breath work. We're going to have lots of eating right, like really healthy, organic, locally cooked food. You're going to stay in a beautiful place in France. And be in a conscious community and just have a space where it's a sanctuary to heal, but like also give back. And I think that's kind of a funny thing in the culture, is that we have these beautiful retreats in these spaces, but like people are enjoying the land, especially in foreign countries, and not like giving back to the land. And so that's what we're going to be doing differently. It is a focus where we connect with the local community. We actually give back, and ultimately as it grows, we want to plant gardens everywhere we go. But so our first one's going to be in Toulouse, France. So that also includes a move for me. So I don't know how it's going to manifest, but it's manifesting. And thank you guys. I got a couple donations over the last week, and I think some of you are sensing that I was going through it. So really, thank you. And I'm just cultivating. I'm growing my Patreon. So that's going to be a lot more where the yoga videos specifically are going to be. And beyond. And yeah, so exciting stuff. I'm really diving in. And when I do get depressed like that, I know it's a time for me to just go into the sadness. So the more that we can carve out the dwell of our capacity to feel, it also gets that joy. And so if you can imagine like our electromagnetic field in terms of our moods, like we have this much capacity, and it's never, it's going up and down all the time for all of us. But if we can cut into the edges, including of our sadness, that means we also can cut into our capacity of joy. So we're always bouncing, right? And so I don't think even when I'm sad, and you guys might relate to this, it's not necessarily like the end of the world to me. It's an opportunity to let it come out. And so I've been dealing with a lot of, just being back here in the States where it's just so much hustle. Like it's just like being like just in this force field where like you just have to survive in order to just to pay, and I don't want to live like that anymore. So but I think that the universe needed to remind me, being back here, that this is not sustainable for someone, at least like me, that's a dreamer and a visionary and has to have a lot of downtime. Like I literally just couldn't. So all that creative energy that I had traveling had to be used just to make money. So somebody had said where have you been? And I didn't have that capacity to be making videos because I had to use that just to literally make ends meet and, teach a bunch of yoga classes and be present in other ways. I need a bunch of massages. I'm fucking sore. Like, it's just not working here. So anyways, I'm moving, and I'll have more details on that just to keep my safety here until I know exactly what's happening. So send good energy there. I know that the universe will provide, like honestly, traveling, like, I don't know how, but like, just the money came, the opportunities came. So I'm doing that same thing where I'm just jumping in, and I know I'll be caught. And I also got a lot of clarity on like what I want to do with my life. And I think that the sound current is ultimately like, my God is the nod. Like my best explanation of what I think that God is this concept of nod, which is the concept of our soul is our sound current, and our access to the infinite all is light and sound, right? The vibrational experience of the way that those things, light and sound are both a wave form and a direct in a speed, right? Like light speed. So it can't really be quantifiable, and it can shift its shape. And so that to me is proof that this is that there's so much more beyond. And so my connection to that is with sound. So to me, like, the more that I can step into like music, and the more I can step into opening up my frequency, and I think is the best way that I can be in my dharma. So I love to teach yoga, and I will continue. I love to do photography. I love to paint. I love to write. But I definitely see my life going more toward figuring out how to be in more performance and channeling. So send good energy in that regard, and you need to get sad to feel that all. So anyways, to recap what's going on, retreat in Toulouse, France. I cannot wait to meet some of you guys. Like, that makes me so excited. I'm like, okay, that's why I started this YouTube channel, is to like actually have community and to like see your beautiful faces. So that's gonna happen. And then I had to take a step back on the pods just because I wanted to really be grounded to hold that space. And so I just wasn't there, and I was forcing myself to be, and I had to take a step back. So that's all gonna happen still, and there's a little bit of a wait list, and I really appreciate that. Like, wow. So as soon as that happens, it's going to be beautiful and perfect. But again, like, if you're interested, hit the link in the bio, and there's something to fill out, so that way right when it starts, I can just be like, yo, we're doing this. So definitely sign up for that, and then let me know if you have questions about the Toulouse in France. And it's going to be happening in November, so we have time for that. But I just wanted to plant the seeds so I can give you guys a discount as well on that through this channel. So all right, namaste, you guys. Thank you for the donations, thank you for the good vibes, thank you for the love, thank you for the comments, thank you for subscribing. You directly affect this whole thing by your likes and your love, and because it's, it is an algorithm, and so the more that you exchange the energy, the more that this gets out. And like, I watched this other video, and she was like, my whole life changed from YouTube because all of a sudden, like, I just started getting all these views. And so I know it's just gonna take one fucking day just to put me in this space where I can just be in a field of reception, because when I receive, I can give more. And so that's the frequency that I am heading toward and on and embodying. So anyways, I love you guys. Thank you so much. Ciao.